Hello everybody. I just found a filter on my phone called Bake. So I decided to use it and shoot this edition of Doobies with Doug, part 11. Doobie, Doug. So if you tried to watch part 10, it was sideways. So I deleted it after I figured out how to run the movie editor and flip it. So seems once you edit a video, it takes much longer to upload. That or my internet's being really slow today. But anyway, it seems to want to take about an hour to upload it. But in about an hour, Doobies with Doug Part 10, which is pretty cool. I'm not on the quarry. Will be uploaded the right way because phones fuck me up every time. So it's decent out today, but I am not at the beach. I've been to the beach, but it's cold out. I missed low tide this morning, so there's not much beach to be on. And just felt like sitting home and getting high, which is also an option. Something that's on my mind, and something that a couple different people have said to me. Why are you always so negative? Why are you always so positive? Why are you always so anything? We throw these words around, we don't stop and think about what they mean or how things work. Negative and positive. Two ends of the same battery. What might seem negative to some people is positive to others. My shtick, my goal in life, my calling seems to be to call out tyrants, to call out bullies, to call out people who manipulate and abuse not just other people but the system, the society. Let's put it that way. That's not negative. Trying to eradicate a cancer within your body is not negative. It is looking at the whole picture. Because without negative, there is no positive. Without dissonance, there is no resonance. Without cacophony, there is no harmony. It's a whole thing. And the clearer you can look at it, and with the least amount of resistance, homage, filters, preconceived notions, whatever you would like to call them, the cleaner you can just let the truth come in, the more powerful you are, the more powerful the information is, the more that you can learn, evolve, move on, and implement your will into the universe. I start to see why they call this bake. Sure catches the smoke. I'm in here somewhere. But so it's important to remember that pointing out the flaws and pointing out the problems, the issues, the shortcomings is not negative. It's clear. It's being clear about what the situation is, regardless of what it is. The same people I see right now screaming their brains out about the atrocities being carried out on the Ukrainian people by Vladimir Putin are A, 100% correct, and B, by and large, fucking hypocrites. Because those same people were not screaming at the top of their lungs when the United States of America killed 1 million Iraqi civilians. They were not screaming at the top of their lungs when we continued a slave trade throughout all of Africa by moving businesses there to gather resources instead of having them here. Okay? Okay, Putin bad. Biden bad. Politicians bad. They're liars. They're oligarchs. They work, live, breathe money. That's all they care about. Money and power, which is the same thing. Everyone wants to talk about, the atrocities carried out by Saddam Hussein. We killed 10 times more innocent civilian Iraqis than Saddam Hussein did. Quite a few of the people that Saddam Hussein had murdered deserved to be murdered. We killed women, children, hospital workers, homeless people, whatever. We just fucking, boom. So, there's nothing negative about that. That's clear. That's the truth. Ignoring the truth is detrimental. I don't remember which old smart dude with a wig said it, but those who stand by and watch evil take place are just as culpable as those who commit it. The evil people are not going to stop doing evil. It's up to us to stop them from doing evil. The entire world runs on capitalism. Capitalism. And me and you say capital, you're talking about money. When you start talking about the world stage, you're talking about people. You ever wonder why you have a social security number? You think it has to do with your social security when you retire and all this other crap that they sell you in the media? No. Everybody who's issued a social security number in the United States becomes collateral. Those trillions of dollars that we borrow from China and all these other places, that's the collateral. Your ass. Your number. We are the capital. We are what makes the system work. Without our cooperation, there is no Pentagon. There is no KGB. There is no any of it. Representatives. That's what we call our people in government. We call them public servants and representatives. Nice terms. And in a certain way, the representative one is correct. Public servant is not. They do not serve the public. They serve the system. Representative, on the other hand, is factual. Do they represent the will of the people? No. But if you take a look at the people in the military, in the Congress, in the Senate, that run the Pentagon, they are a fairly good representation of who America is. Arrogant, violent, needy, self-entitled, spoiled, rotten brats. We throw away enough food in this country. feed entire starving nations, to change the fucking face of Africa, to empower an entire generation of people that we screwed over in the first place, we throw it away because when an American walks into the grocery store, they expect the shelves to be full. Whether they're going to buy the shit or not, they expect the shit to be there. And if it's not there, they freak the fuck out. And that system was set up for the sake of profits, money, power. And it's not an accident. And it's not an accident that it mostly happens to people who are less than white. There's a reason that Africa has the most resources of any nation on earth and the poorest people on the nation of earth, or on the planet earth. There's a reason for it. It's not an accident. The system is set up that way. And there's nothing negative about fully realizing and implementing that information. Albert Einstein said that if there was anything that he could learn from the life of Mahatma Gandhi, it was that true enlightenment lies in non-participation in anything you feel to be evil. Taking part in this capitalistic, warmongering, religion-based, hateful society is evil. A warrior is somebody who knows they're evil and does their best to change the world for the better. Anyway, my actions cause pain and suffering across the world because I'm American, because of where I was born, because of the entitlement that I was given the minute I drew a breath on American soil, because I expect the bananas to be right, because I want this, because I want that, because the choices that I make affect other people in the world, all over the world. And that's true of each and every one of us that live in this country or any other developed nation. We are part of the oppression that has been going on for centuries. We're the bastard child of the British Empire that went on to usurp their power. That's it. Nothing else has changed. What used to be the East India Trading Company became the Chinese domination of the trading, global trading, global transport. What used to be the British Empire became Boeing and Raytheon and Westinghouse and the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and nothing else has changed. And it's because since the time of the feudal lords, the people have been duped into this idea that we need a group of people to rule over us. We do not. Good people do good things because they're good people. Bad people do bad things because they're bad people. Not because they belong to a group, not because they're in some club, not because they have a certain skin tone, not because they're from a certain country. Good people do good things because they're good people. And most people are good people. Idiot or not, most people are good people. The percentage of people that want to blow this world to bits for the sake of money and power is very, very small. And their power is derived from an illusion, a delusion, a mass delusion. when Thomas Paine was writing about representative democracy, representative republic, representative government, he had the answer. And these fucking clowns knew it. So they co-opted his work, turned it into a big flowery poem, and went right on behaving like an empire. And they used that flowery fucking poem to trick people into thinking they had a choice but to follow what the empire wants it to do. Any student of history can tell you that human history so far, the history of civilization so far, the empire leads to slavery, leads to unrest, leads to revolt, leads to new governance, leads to new empire, leads to ad infinitum for all of human civilization's history. That's all we have done, is create a new empire, put a bunch of new stooges in the top of it, and when things get bad enough, we chop their heads off. And the system isn't working like that. It's never going to work like that. Personal responsibility is the answer. You don't want evil dickheads running the world. Stop giving them your fucking money. Stop giving them your attention. Stop giving them your power. And I know I say this. Some people who have known me 30 years have been hearing me say this for 30 years. Same shit. Same shit. Red shirt, blue shirt, Russian, Ukrainian. Same shit. The same people that got uber fucking rich, building bombs and guns and shit for the fucking Nazis, are still uber fucking rich, and they're building bombs and guns and shit for us. NASA was formed around the same scientist who built the V rockets that fell in London. He was a fucking Nazi, Werner von Braun, look it up. How do we not know the game by now? How do we not know it's a game by now? Terrorism, 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 terrorism. What do all terrorists have in common? What do all the Muslim extremist terrorists all have in common? Every last fucking one of them carries an AK. Where do AKs come from? Either Russia or China. Or here. The ones I see are all Chinese. Very few of them are Russian. If they're Russian, they're really old. You go to Africa. People are carrying Vietnam issue M16s, and they have ammo for them all fucking day. Where'd that come from? I mean, yeah, they're a fucking shitty ass gun, I'll give you that, but they had to come from somewhere. We're selling arms, giving arms to the tunes of billions to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, one of the worst human rights violators on the planet, right behind us. But 9 out of the 11 hijackers on 9/11 came from Saudi Arabia. Notice we never invaded. We just gave them extra bombs for it. Huh? Have people got their attention span narrowed down so much by the 5-second soundbite reality that they live in that they forget everything that happened a year ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago? We've been waging a blatantly unconstitutional war on people in our country who use drugs. Blatantly unconstitutional. Blatantly. Not just sort of, not just kind of, not just... When you read the entire Federalist Papers and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, it is blatantly in the face everything that is the opposite of the Constitution and what it says. It is telling a human being what they can put in their body and what they cannot put in their body on their own land, on their own time, by their own free will. That's anti-freedom. Blatantly, to the tune of trillions of dollars. Who knows the number of lives it's caused? We exported this retarded, unconstitutional, evil fucking war all over the planet. There's people who never heard of the drug war that are still murdering people for having marijuana in the Philippines. Killing them. And they never heard of a drug law before the United States forced them to make them, or they wouldn't do trade with them. And that's the same with every place that has a drug law now in the world. The only reason they have it is because the United States would not do business with them if they didn't. Unconstitutional. Blatantly. Not just kinda. I've heard endless district court, federal judges, Supreme Court judges. I've heard every debate, every discussion. The Americans for Safe Access versus the DEA cases. I've heard all those. And I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how these justices discuss this with a straight fucking face. Anybody that can read and understand basic fucking English can tell you without a doubt that fucking drug laws are fucking unconstitutional. It's that remedial. We even put an amendment that ended prohibition of alcohol that said it's illegal to tell somebody what they can put in their body. Basically. That's what the Supreme Court decided it meant. A war on your own people. Not just your own people, the most vulnerable of your people. There's a word for that came out in the 40s. Your Ubermenschen. Sound fucking familiar? You're marginalized. Every piece of research ever done by a serious non-governmental agency said that the key to reducing drug addiction in the world is to increase treatment and abolish criminalizing it. So that's the reality we live in. And if you think I've wandered off into something else, I haven't. Because the Russian-Ukrainian situation and our 20 years in Afghanistan and the 900% increase in opiate production in the number one producing opium producing country in the world, Afghanistan, during our stay there, and the arms that people have in Ukraine and in other countries are all directly related, and they're all directly related to the drug war. The worldwide drug war has become the black ops funding for every country in the world. Whether it's the KGB, the CIA. We figured this out a long time ago. When the government wants money, it's off the books so they can spend it how they want, doing what they want without any accountability, they deal drugs. Because dealing drugs is a really lucrative thing to do, and it's a good way to destabilize areas. Remember when they caught the CIA moving massive amounts of crack into the fucking black neighborhoods in the 80s? So clarity is not negative. It's not positive. It's looking at the picture as the picture really is. Positive is getting out and doing something about it. Negative is just sitting around bitching about it or ignoring it or continuing to take part in it. Because how you think and how you feel don't mean a fucking thing. It's what you do. It's what you do. It's whether negative or positive. It's what you participate in. So yeah, I hate to be serious all the time. And I hate to get on this same old fucking story that probably more than half the people tuned out a long time ago. But when I walk around in my head, just by myself, it's all that occurs to me. I'm reminded of an autistic friend of mine when he was little, and the Xbox, PlayStation, excuse me, would stop working. He would yell, "Fix it, fix 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 it," until it worked again. That is how I feel about the world. So, I'm gonna finish this doobie. This one. And then I'm going to go do something about it.